Now, I'd like to ask Subroto to play the video message that we have from Najim. Najim is not with in this program today. He has some other engagement, but he sent a video message to us. Subroto, can you play that for us?
Hello everyone, my name is Nazim Fates. I am a researcher at the INRIA Center in Nancy, in France. I would like to thank Kamalika Bhattacharjee and Sukanta Das and the whole group Cellular Automata India for giving me the opportunity to participate to this tribute to Professor Kenichi Morita. I'm sorry to be absent because I am taken with some musical activities, but I am happy to record this small message in honor of Professor Morita Sensei. First of all, I would like to recall that I had the chance to know Professor Morita in 2006 when I was participating to Automata 2006, and Professor Kenichi Morita was the main organizer of this conference, and I remember him patiently guiding me with my heavy luggage in the streets in the university to reach my room in the University of Hiroshima. And it was, of course, a great opportunity, a great chance to be able to visit this city with such historical memory. And Professor Morita, I would like to say just a few words about him, but of course many things will be said. But I remember, of course, his noble character, his will to help, and always his great passions. And from a scientific point of view, I would like to say just a few words about what links I can make between my own scientific work and the work and the heritage that Professor Morita has left us. So, first of all, Professor Morita has written many books. In his book Theory of Reversible Computing, he cites the work of Rolf Landauer. And Professor Morita has worked on this question that was asked: how can we achieve reversible computing, especially in the world of cellular automata, and is such thing really possible or not? So Rolf Landauer was an engineer at IBM, and he asked the question to know whether we can compute without any dissipation of energy, that is, in a reversible way. And the interesting thing is that his seminal article, Irreversibility and Heat Generation in the Computing Process, shows that in order to compute, if you erase information, for example, if you add two numbers and you know only the results and not the inputs, then this has a cost. And of course, then raises the question, how can we transpose these results in the world of cellular automata? And what can we say about this possibility of computing without dissipating energy? And I think this is the main question that drove the research of Professor Kenichi Morita. So as far as I'm concerned, I was interested in asynchronous cellular automata, and this question of reversibility was changed because in asynchronous cellular automata, if you do random updates, you don't know how the system evolves. So for example, if you take fully asynchronous cellular automata, you have the evolution of the system is no longer deterministic. You have new questions. You can model the evolution of system with Markov chains. And one possibility for determining the equivalent of reversibility, would be to take recurrence. In a recurrent system, you come back infinitely often to the initial condition. So of course this is not equivalent to reversible computing, but it has some links, and maybe Sukanta Das or other researcher will give a talk on this question. So it was interesting because in the field of elementary cellular automata, we could show that 88 cellular automata were among the 88 non-equivalent cellular automata. There are some which are recurrent, some which are trivially non-recurrent because they converge to a fixed point, and 21 of them require a lot of analysis to determine that the fact that they are non-recurrent, partially non-recurrent, and how they converge to how they return to the initial condition with what algebraic and analytical structure they do so. So to finish this tribute to Professor Morita, I would like to say that the question of reversibility is a deep philosophical question. It is, of course, a scientific question, but the question to know the nature of time, if things come back, to which extent they come back, is a very, very deep question. And in fact, this is, for me, the main heritage we can take from Professor Morita Sensei. For example, in the work of Nietzsche, this question of eternal recurrence is evoked. And I would like to thank you for your attention, and I will just leave you with a few notes of music, and I wish you a very nice workshop in honor of Kenichi Morita Sensei. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Nazim. Although you are not here, your participation and video contribution was very important to us. And Nazim shared the impact of Kenichi's work on his work and the resonance. So he referred to the reversibility of asynchronous systems. So I'd like to ask Shukata sir, would you want to comment on anything that Nazim said?
Yeah. So Nazim's reference was, a work which we did. It is something debatable. As I said, before, that the classical meaning of reversibility, on which Kenichi was working, we are a little bit debating when we are considering reversibility of asynchronous system. See, when you talk about asynchronism, we give some independence to the cells. Cells can be updated. So in classical sense, injectivity is compromised. But if I see from Markov chain point of view, if I look at consider the recurrence of configurations, then the similar kind of behavior we observe. So when you are thinking to study asynchronous cell automata, from this perspective, from reversibility perspective, that how close an asynchronous system can be reversible. Can be how close it is. It can be with the reversible systems. So from that, we realized if we consider recurrence, it can show some kind of a similar kind of behavior. That was actually he was mentioning. And I said that this work we presented in its 17th birthday book. I recall that even we had a debate myself and Nazim, and one author was there, my student, my PhD student, Vishwanath Shetty. He was working on this. Later, Shofik also worked on this. But initially, we had debate that whether this kind of property, I mean, the recurrence property can be treated as reversibility. This kind of debate we are having. But at the time, we resolved in this fashion that, well, uh, we know that, okay, it cannot be reversible in true sense. I mean, true sense means the classical sense. But as I said, how much it can be close to the classical meaning of the reversibility. And I recall after our work, another work, maybe Thomas Ors, one work was there regarding phase shift, phase space invertibility of asynchronous simulator matter. And in this case, this kind of thought was further progressed. He showed, okay, invertible behavior can also be shown in asynchronous system. That much I can tell at this stage. And I believe that, I mean, there's a link between this kind of thought as well as, and our thought. There are differences, but there are some handsets also. At this stage, that much I can say. Another work is there, a little bit, and Morita's close. I mean, Morita was close to that work called self-time automata. I know here Teijiro and Tatsumono and they are here. They worked on it. Self-timed cell automata. They're again close to the asynchronism as well as classical reversibility. So anyway, so these two approach, Kenichi's classical approach to look at this reversibility, and this our I would say the non-classical approach to capture the essence of reversibility, introducing asynchronism in cell automata. Two are going side by side, and there is some meeting point. I believe there are there is some meeting point. Maybe in future, further, if we do further research, they'll handshake together. Thank you.
Thank you. So, Karsulahu, you want to comment anything on this? Karsulahu, are you able to hear me? I think you are muted.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was asking, you want to comment anything on this? Your talk is there. I know I'll go into that later. But since your name has been mentioned, so I'm asking whether you want to comment anything on this.
Yeah. Kamalika, so Ferdinand Pipar is here. Pipar has specifically worked on this one, self-timed cell automata,